Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Sean at Laurel Ranch. I'm going to do a little work here on the farm, but just wanted to update you guys on some stuff we've been doing. Trying to get our ground in a better position because our ground out here is really bad. A lot of clay areas. A lot of it's still covered in cedar. And then also some rocky areas as well. So one of the things that we were that we know is that compost is made of some kind of like straw or grass or leaves or something like that, then combined with poop, right? So I had been thinking, what if I could the animals eat hay and they make a big mess. And so I was like, well, what if we, had hay and poop and just kind of had a way to spread it across the ground, and would that make the soil better, right? So let me turn the camera around real quick and kind of show you the type of soil that we're dealing with. So this is the typical soil that we're dealing with, and you can see rocks and kind of clay-like soil, and doesn't take on grass very well. Sometimes things will grow up, mainly like blue stem, but also a lot of weeds and stuff like that, right? So this is an area that has not been really good, but this area here, we put the animals on, and so they've pooped in this area and stuff, and then we actually planted some winter rye, and you can see that's coming up a lot better. So we've got some blue stem there that's coming up better, and I've kept the animals off of this section so that it has grown up, and then the winter rye growing down underneath. So this is looking a lot better just by having the animals on here, and then by overseeding with some winter rye. However, this area over here is where we had the hay. So the animals would gather around the hay, and then they poop and they eat and stuff like that. And so you can see the rye, when we put it down, how much better it has come in. So right here, look at that. Look how much more lush that grass is right there. And that is simply because there was so much more nutrients here from the hay that we had around. Now, I didn't spread this out, and I should have, but I was just kind of trying to do some things. And so you can see where the hay was really heavily packed, none of the grass came up. But around the outskirts where it wasn't quite as heavily packed, really, really thick grass. Okay, so what that told me is, yes, the hay and the poop, having the animals out on the ground is starting to improve the soil quality, and where we plant the seed, where there is a lot of that poop and that organic matter, especially combined with the hay, that we've got really good soil that'll hold water and hold for the seed when we put it down. So we're planning to, here in the spring, to put seed down in a lot of our pastures. So, and we're going to put something more like a set of legumes down, maybe some vetch or something, along with some rye, and then a clover to get a nice cover crop. But I'm trying right now to get that ground ready. So over here, I'm going to spread that hay around a lot better and get it thinned out, kind of like I did over here. And this was a previous hay spot, and I spread this one out. And I'm going to do a video when I do that, because I've got an idea of how to kind of make a homemade harrow that I can spread that out with. But I kind of want it to look like this. So here is where we also had a hay spot, but you can see there's still poop and some of that hay that I've spread out really nice. So it's not thick, right? It's very thin, but created a nice ground cover. And then also in some areas, like if I dig down right here, like look at that, that soil is getting really nice and rich. So that's kind of what we're going for. And the more that we can get grasses down there and grow things and get some good nutrients in the soil from like some legumes and stuff, get that nitrogen in there, it'll start getting that soil health a lot better. So that's one area that I've spread out. I've got a couple other areas So just give you an idea, and this is what I'm moving today. So this is my goal. I don't know how this is all turn out, so we'll see. But over here, so I've had a round bale with the goats and the sheep, and so when they eat, they make a mess, right? And so you end up with all this hay. Now, if I leave this here like I did on the other pile, there's gonna be towards the outskirts where it's thinner and there's some poop mixed with that. That's gonna start really helping the soil. But in the thick part, like we saw on the other pile, it's gonna be packed down and we're not gonna get good nutrients into the soil. So mixed in with all this hay is their pee and their poop and all that kind of stuff. So this is leftover from what they ate. So I'm gonna move this round bale to a new location, and then this is where I'm gonna try my drag harrow, to spread this all out over the area. So you can see back there, up here, just where the drought and everything has made the soil pretty much dirt now. Everything's died and there's just really not much there. So I'm gonna spread it out over all this area so that then in the spring we can plant seed. And we can plant seed, get that rain, it'll have good nutrients. Also that hay will help to hold the moisture in, and then hopefully get this all looking really nice and green, where we can rotate animals through it, just like we're starting to get over there on some of the upper pastures. Okay, so like I mentioned, some of our other ground is really covered in cedar. And so one of the things I've been working on in my spare time is clearing some of that cedar to create more usable ground for the animals and stuff as well. And so we've got a lot of acres to do that on. So you can see, I'll turn the camera around here. Okay, in this area here, this used to be all cedar trees way back in there. And so what I did is we cleared out all those cedars, and now it's just dirt in these areas. All the way back to this corner back there, you still see a couple cedars laying on the ground that I need to burn, but we burned all the cedars, and then way back there, all the way back. And so now what I did is on this dirt, I just moved the cows over here. So I put down a hay ring and some hay. You can see they're already spreading it out. They're already starting to poop a lot around there. And then again, when this is gone, I'll move the hay down to another spot. I'm gonna spread all the poop and the hay out in this area right here. And I'll just keep doing that over the next couple months, so that when it comes to the spring in April, then we'll have a better bed to put the seed down on. Okay, so there's a little snapshot. So what I'm doing today is I moved the cows the other day. I'm gonna move the sheep and goats today. I'm just gonna move them to new pastures, give them a new hay bale. And then next week or the week after, something like that, then I'll start doing the drag harrow and spreading around the manure and the hay mixtures in some of those areas. And then, like I said, I'm gonna do that over the next couple months to prepare. And then we will put down some seed in the spring and try to pick a time. What we did with this ryegrass is there was a time where the forecast called for like 4 days of rain. And so it was a great time to lay down that seed. And what I found too is that where we had the hay on the ground, the seed held a lot better and wasn't washed away at all. So I'm hoping that'll work for the other grasses as well. But that's my plan. I've talked to a couple of people about it. I think it'll work. I'm still working out what grass I want to put down. I'm gonna talk to the Texas A&M Extension office this coming week and get their input. I've also just looked a lot of places. I want a good grass that's going to be drought tolerant because of the weather that we have here, that's going to withstand the heat, but also has good nutrients for the soil and good nutrients for the animals as well. So that's what I'm looking for on a mixture. And so we'll see. I'll video that, show you guys what happens. But so far, the couple first steps have started working out okay. So I wanted to make sure that I captured a video of it. And then I'll do the next steps, and hopefully, hopefully it'll all look good. If not, then we'll all learn something together. But one thing for sure, a lot of the rock, a lot of the sticks and stuff, I'm spending a lot of time raking all that stuff up to try to get to bare ground, where then, I can start amending it. But I'm amending it with, kind of a compost mixture poop, right, from the animals, rather than amending the soil with fertilizers and stuff like that. So trying to do it naturally. And it just makes sense to me when I'm out here looking around and I realize where the animals are pooping and where I've got poop mixed with hay, I've got a lot lusher grasses. So that's telling me, okay, that's nature's way of saying, use that stuff to put all over the ground and amend the soil rather than spraying it and fertilizing and everything like that. So hopefully it'll work out, but stay tuned so you don't miss out on anything. We'd love to have you follow us along this year as we continue our journey. So subscribe to the channel, make sure you like the videos, share them with your friends, and hopefully we have some helpful content for any of you guys that are starting your own little farm or just want to learn about this kind of stuff. Until next time, this is Sean.